And sometimes I wash my hair with it. And sometimes, honestly, bro, I'd wash my damn body with it. And sometimes, honestly, double honestly, I'd freaking lick a little bit of it right out of my damn hand, bro. God damn. Forgive me, but God. Just tasting that damn hibiscus, brother. We didn't have hibiscus by us. So to school, if I would miss the school bus, they had a man that would take me to school. And I don't remember his name, but he was just kind of a mysterious looking man. And he might have had, I don't know, cancer or something, but he had, his son was named Big Donald. And his son was named Big Donald, even though he was little. And sometimes I would miss the bus. And his son, I think, it maybe even dropped out of school. But I would miss the bus, and the dad would take me to school in his car. And he drove a car that it wasn't a hearse, but it was like, it seemed like a hearse, you know? Like they probably had ghosts in a trunk kind of thing, kind of vehicle. You know, it was just... I mean, if you got in a car accident in this car, you were going to die because it was just real long and black. And I think it was a hearse, but they had sawed off the back and made it into a regular car. And that was Big Donald's daddy. And he would take me to school when I would miss school or when I would miss the bus. And sometimes he would come out at first and he'd say, "Did you miss it?" I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Maybe wait a little while." And I would wait a little longer. And he knew it had already passed. He was just kind of, just getting me calibrated for a life of, I guess, uncomfort or of, uncertainty. I don't know. But he'd come out another time. "Did you miss it?" I don't know. I don't know if I missed it. I mean, it's 9 a.m. I've been out here for an hour and 45 minutes. School started at 7:30. I probably missed it. And he'd say, "Well, just, it could show up." So I sit there and wait. It start getting hot. Have my little book bag on. Feel my books heating up. Feel my homework all hot. I didn't do my homework, actually, man. I just feel my books hot. Okay, I'll be honest with you. And then he'd say, "All right, come on, I'll take you." And I think since his son had dropped out of school, since his boy had given up on, knowledge or blanket knowledge, or governmental knowledge, really, education, that they were, that it was his chance to still have that moment with his son. And we would ride in the car, and I would try to, practice it, look at my book, look at my spelling, and he would blow cigarette smoke over at me. He'd be smoking a pack of Dorals over there. And he would get both windows up. I mean, I think he had damn glued the windows shut because he loved all the smoke. He wanted all the smoke, baby. And he'd blow that smoke on me and ask me to spell a word. And I would just try to, my face was burning, my eyes were burning, and I would try to get that word out of me. I, N, C. What is it, buddy? What is it? And he'd blow that smoke on me. Like INCON. Spell it, boy. And he'd yell at me, "Spell it, boy." And he'd even call me his son's name, too, sometime. "Spell it, Big Donald. Spell it, Little Donald." And he couldn't remember sometimes if his son was named Big Donald or Little Donald. And he'd blow the smoke on me. INCON. Inconvenience. And he didn't know how to spell shit. So he would just kind of, oh, there you go. There you go. And then he'd let me flick his cigarette. He'd hand it over to me and let me flick it on. But you could smell the shampoo in the room. You could smell the Salon Selects. And Mom had Salon Selects, man. And oh my God. I do not know if you remember Salon Selects. It was about the most high class shampoo you could get. I mean, it had, I don't even know what it was made out of. it just seemed like they'd taken a couple beautiful women and creamed, and just put, cremated them or whatever, and just put them right into the damn bottle. And then they put 2 scoops of frickin' California in there and maybe half a scoop of hibiscus up in there, and then they would trim an angel's wings right into that bitch, heat it up to about 240, and then let it simmer and then bottle it. And your mom had it. Mom got Salon Selects. We would wash our hair with a soap. We would wash our hair with a soap, or sometimes we would put a soap bar in a sock and you would rub that on your head so as not to lose all the soap. That way you weren't, the soap would stay in that sock. You weren't minimizing, because otherwise you give us a bar of soap, somebody, we'd use it all in one bathing. We'd bathe for 2.5 hours. Somebody, hide it in their ass or something. Just, children. Being children. But and so what mom did, mom put it in a sock and we would just scrub it on her head. So the soap still came out of it, but you just weren't wearing that bar down. And I remember sometimes I go over to a rich kid's house and they would have a little bit of Irish Spring over there. And shout out to Ireland, man. And shout out to, shout out to Ireland and the UK and all of our good people over there. Shout out to Jack Shore, who won his MMA fight, man. Young legend right there. And hell, I hope they open the borders soon, man, because I think half of us want to come back to England, brother. I'll tell you that. Put me on a boat, baby. I'm joking, man. I'm happy to be here, but someday there's some, I live in California. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, too many know-it-alls out here. But anyway, mom had the Salon Selects. That's what I'm telling you. Mom had that Salon Selects. And if you, sometime I would say, oh, mom, I'm out of shampoo. I'd run into her room and I'd reach my hand in the shower. Mom would be in her shower. And I would, if I was lucky, boy, she'd put a little Salon Selects in there. And the problem was my body heat would start to kind of make it thinner. Your body heat, like you can only hide Jell-O in your hand for about 40 minutes. Before you just got a little handful of something. And you have to tell people, hey, this used to be Jell-O. They don't believe you. And that's what it was like. So I'd have to run all the way back upstairs, get back in the shower and put it into my hair before it all kind of dissipated or snuck out the little cracks in my fingers. But damn, I love that, man. And I love when mama give me some of that Salon Selects. And I remember that, boy. And sometimes I wash my hair with it. And sometimes, honestly, bro, I'd wash my damn body with it. And sometimes, honestly, double honestly, I'd freaking lick a little bit of it right out of my damn hand, bro. God damn. Forgive me, but God. Just tasting that damn hibiscus, brother. We didn't have hibiscus by us. So to just get a damn hit of it out of that bottle. But I remember that was another thing I remember when I'd go into mom's room. You could smell that because she had just showered recently, And so you could smell it in the air.
Got a question I want to run by you. Just moved to a new town, and I've got a little bit of money saved up, and I work full time, and I'm thinking about starting up a side business. And for years I've been looking into it. I think I'm ready to finally go. I think I'll start my own ice cream truck business. I got really excited and started looking into it. Right away, all my friends are kind of poo-pooing the idea. And
they called haters, baby. They called haters, Michael Moore.
Saying it's creepy and that it's, there's a lot of pedophilia ideology surrounding the whole thing, which I never thought about.
Well, you definitely should have thought about that, man. We had a guy by us. They had a company called Perry's Putt Putt, and they sold mini golf to children. And hell, I don't even know if they sold it to us. I think if you just showed up and had shorts on, the man would let you play it. And the man, I think this man, Mr. Perry, he would get out there and he would, every now and then he would spin the boys around in a circle. And he would grab you by your feet and he would spin you around. And everybody would laugh and stuff. And half the time you'd vomit or, spit up a damn now and later or whatever you'd had for lunch. But yeah, it was a real shithole establishment. But But you got to think about you can't, I wouldn't go alone out there. You know, if you go in wealthier neighborhoods, it's going to be different. You're going to deal, the kid is going to come to the thing with the parent or with a babysitter. But dog, you roll down East McGee Street over there in Covington, Louisiana, son. You're going to have a friggin', you know, you're going to have a couple 6-year-olds. Some kid trade you a video game. Some kid trade you a freaking, you know, maybe a picture frame with his grandmother in it. People do more trade and barter for that Astro Pop, you know, for that little Mickey Mouse with the gumball nose, or give you that for that Bananarama, you know, slick, you know, thing, you know, that banana fudge sickle. So fuck, I say do it, man. But I would get a different type of music. I would do country music or get crunk with it, you know. Carl's Country Cream Van. That's what I'd call it. Carl's Country Cream Van. And every now and then you pull over and get out and do a dance. Do something. Come with a real ass hustle. That way, at least if a kid gets diddled out or something, or you even flirting with a kid, at least they, you know, you brought some entertainment to the village first. Otherwise, you get these assholes rolling through the neighborhood. All they want to do is touch kids and make cream money, you know? And they're not, you know, they're not doing nothing. But yeah, man, I think it sounds pretty cool, bro. I think, hey, you know, I get me one of them Astro Pops. I don't even know what you can get. I love Astro Pops, so I give you 75 cents for it, you know, or let you feel my elbows, bro.